Yes. So hi guys. Good morning to all of you. And Punyansh and I, we were
Morning,
discussing
Suraj.
about analytical writing test and what all it, what's the requirement? How do you write an analytical? That is what we were discussing right now. Right. So although that is they will be testing about your ability to think logically, clarity of your view, whatever view you have, opinion you have. You should not be self-contradicting. You yourself say something, and then in the following sentences or in the next paragraph you contradict yourself. So whatever you
Okay,
write,
sir.
be very clear about it. You should not be self-contradicting. One. And second is, as I was mentioning yesterday over the SOP also, be very, very careful about the spelling, the grammar, the sentence structure. There is no credit for your using some very bombastic words or writing some no, not persuasive language, rather rhetorical sentence structure is not required. It's a plain, simple writing where you are able to convey your thoughts. Because the moment your pressure goes to thinking about how do I make it effective, and what words do I use, and what kind of sentence structure should I write to make it look impressive. So your focus goes away from the topic. Got it? So you should be more focused on the topic that you are supposed to write, and
Okay, sir.
write that properly. So don't take all that stress of trying to use some big words and good sentence structure. नहीं चाहिए. Because they are not looking at that. They are looking at how you think, how logical your thinking is. Never write any extreme views or opinion. We say radical views and opinions should never be there. Rather, your opinion. Definitely, you have to give an opinion. Don't try to stay clear of opinion, because again, that goes against you. It seems as if you are a person who is, say, you're procrastinating. You're procrastinating, and so that doesn't go good. You should say whatever your opinion is, and your opinion obviously has to be backed up by some strong evidence or some very strong logical points. Not just मैं बोल रहा हूँ इसीलिए, not like that. It should be backed up by some strong opinion and logic. And remember, there is nothing wrong and right. As I was just mentioning, suppose they ask about, say, euthanasia. Should active euthanasia be legalized? No, and you feel that yes, it should be legalized. Passive euthanasia has been legalized, but active euthanasia in around 15 countries, 15 or 18 countries in the world, active euthanasia is legalized. But in India, we don't have it. After some 40, 50 years of fight, the activists were finally able to legalize the passive euthanasia. Probably just 3, 4 years back, they could do it. Before Corona, of course, before Corona, they could do it. But active euthanasia has not been done. And you feel that yes, active euthanasia should also be legalized. And why that does not go with a very popular view. Let me tell you, legalizing active euthanasia is not a very popular view. Uh, you not find many people supporting that view of legalizing active euthanasia. There are a lot of emotional reasons and some legal reasons and what are reasons, and because of which people would not like. I mean, the popular view is not that it should be active euthanasia should be legalized, but you strongly feel that active euthanasia should be legalized. And when you have a point of view, you have an opinion, definitely you have your own logic why you say that. You cannot illogically just say out of the nowhere, you say that no, this is what should be done. So whatever viewpoint you have, try to put it right. And the same thing, say for example, the taboo topic of the legalization of same-sex marriages. You believe that yes, because again, as you some understand that the popular view is no, 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 no. But you somewhere feel that yes, why not? Why should not same-sex marriages be legalized? Write it. Give your own logic. Have a very logical view. So that is what the observers or the panelists they look for. How logical is your thinking? how clear is your view, your opinion or view, whatever you have, how clear it is, how logical it is, and how well you are able to present it before them. So never think that no, I'll go with the popular view because this is a popular view. Point is, they don't give you political topics, even when there is a never during the course of your discussion. I mean, in interviews and all that, I'll come to that. Never ever bring in political topics. Better is it is safe to avoid political topics. And I'll tell you how, if they ask such a question, they do the interview, how to handle. So even whatever your opinion is, viewpoint is, in be it a GD or a what, always stick to what you strongly believe in, not what the popular opinion is. Because if you stick to what you strongly believe in, then you will be able to put it across in a much convincing manner, rather than just trying to go with the popular view and try to write something which you yourself are not very convinced. That conviction in your writing is not there. Same thing applies in the interview. If if there is no conviction in your voice, you are not convinced about something, that get carried to the person who is listening to you, to your audience, to your reader. So always have an opinion, have a view, and think over it whenever you whenever you are given a topic. You might be given 15 or 20 minutes. That's an average. Ahmedabad gives you 10 minutes to write. In Kolkata and Bangalore, they will give you around 15, 20 minutes to write. Lucknow also gives you 15, 20 minutes to write. So many have their own, but 20 minutes is the average time that they give. And that's a fair, good time here. बहुत अच्छा time. If you have a very structured no, approach, mentally you have framed it, then 15, 20 minutes is good enough time to write it. Never ever sit down to write at the word go. The moment you blow the whistle, you start writing. Never do that mistake. Sit down once the topic has been given. Sit down. I mean, don't open your pen. Keep it there and calm down and think over the topic. The moment the topic hits you, there will be a kind of a whirlwind inside you, a cyclone which goes inside, and a lot of things comes to your mind. A lot of things comes to your mind. And if you start writing, then the entire structure of the writing will be erratic, not in a very proper structured manner. So always remember to uh, sit down, sit quietly, take complete 2 minutes peacefully to think on the topic, what the topic is all about. Think it and then structure it in your mind. And once the things has been structured, I think 15 minutes is good enough time to write it. If you're not beating around the bush, if you're not beating around the bush, you come to the point and you write. Got it? So think over the topic properly. Once you have mentally structured the how you're going to start the introduction, or how are you going to put in a quotation, or you are going to start with some information, facts and figures. If you are going to put some facts and figures, and then you are going to go into the topic. The first thing, and then how do you justify what 3 points? Like it might be in the mind, you have some 4, 5 points. Guys, remember, you have to start properly. You also have to end or close properly. Even if you are not able to finish, close it properly, because online kind of thing, it will disappear. The screen will vanish. If it is a hard copy, well, you have a little bit of time, but again, no, you cannot keep on writing indefinitely. So you have to start in a structured manner and also close in the right manner. In a proper manner, it should be closed. Now it is all offline. So good. You'll go there and you'll write. Remember to, whenever you're writing there, remember to shortlist. In your mind, 5, 6 points come. But try to identify 3 key points, 3 points which you think will be different from what others are writing. Don't try to write which is very common, which everyone in that group might have thought of, and many of them would have wrote those points. Think of few points which will be different. Those 3 different points rather will draw the attention of the panel members. And rarely do they go through the essay. I mean, you cannot say that they don't go through. there will be someone else will be going through, or might be you will carry that piece of paper where you write the essay. You will carry what you will carry it into the interview hall. And if you are carrying it to the interview hall, then the panel members might go through, and whatever you have written on there, they might ask you to justify your opinion. So be very careful about what you're writing. That's what I said. Don't get confused in your own views and opinion. Have a very, very clear view, a very, very logical approach, and not self-contradicting. And if some questions are asked on you, you say, yes, sir, I believe, or in my opinion, it is this. They try to give their view, their point of opinion, and all that they try to give you. But as because you are very clear on your opinion, you are very convinced about your opinion, and you have a very logical point for what you are saying. So you can say, sir, in my opinion, or yes, sir, I beg to differ. In my opinion, it is this. So they are not looking at you saying yes, 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 or whatever they say. No, no, no. They want to see, do you have a brain of your own? Do you have a mind of your own? And how, in a humble and polite manner, how well you are able to get your views or your opinion across. Got it? This is about this what or analytical writing. Be very clear about your opinion. And whatever time is now left, try to read a little more. Even I had told before also to many of you, I suppose I have said that please read magazines like Competition Success Review. You have lots of articles in that Competition Success Review, some as snippets, some as exhaustively, with lots of statistics, facts and figures. That's a wonderful one. I have always enjoyed reading Competition Success Review. Now might be last few years I'm not getting the time to go through it. But if I get hold of a Success Review anywhere, I spend hours with that magazine. I spend hours with that magazine. It's such a wonderful one. Then that Outlook magazine you have, then India Today magazine you have. So these magazines, gives you a lot of input based on which you can write something very logical, backed up with the data, backed up with facts and figures. So that is the approach. Got it, no? So always try to have a very logical approach, a logical view or a logical opinion, not just because I feel and I try to push my view. That one, right? So let's. Is that okay, Punyansh?
Yes, sir. Yes.
And I hope others, if you have any questions related to that, you can ask me. Any questions you have related to this, what, anything you have on your mind, you can ask. If I'm discussing, why not discuss it now?
Sir, what is the minimum word limit for what?
Well, they will mention it, they will specify, and there is no such uh, specified a standard kind of thing. It's a time limit rather they give you, and they ask you to write. Might be they will give you 300 words or 350 words or 400 words, and mostly it is the time that they give you. Say might be 10 minutes or some. As I said, the average time is 15 to 20 minutes that they give you for. Okay.
Sir, and sir, maximum major number of times the what that they give us is basically focused on factual things, like as you told, the role of AI in the recent days, or there are some topics or
Stem
some
cell
other
research also stem cell research, cloning. These are all very controversial ones, and they want an opinion. So in this way, they collect opinions. So you should have a little knowledge on all those things, so that you can give a balanced view. And again, euthanasia, active euthanasia. So you should be able to, you should have a lot of knowledge. When you have opinion and counter opinions, no, it will be easy for you to uh, have your own view. If you don't have both the sides, I mean, you don't know about the opinion and the counter opinion, you cannot form your opinion. Once you have an opinion, you have a counter opinion, you are going through both, then you decide what is logical, what seems to be more logical, and what which seems more convincing to you. So based on that, you can decide. But thing is that first you should have a knowledge on both the sides of the topic so that you can form a very strong opinion, right?
Yes, sir.
So now let's begin with the session that we planned yesterday for today, for carrying out today. So your call has come. Now you have done your SOP application and all that is done. And now your date for the interview is there. You report at the center. Now, when you report at the center, the first thing that they will ask you to do is sit in a room and do some paperwork, some application. This your certificates, no, checking and all that. Normally, these are done. Please carry your certificates. पता नहीं यार, at this point when you are all graduates and all, अभी भी तुमको बताना पड़ेगा what documents to carry. Still मैं बता दूंगा. Um, Remember to have a file where it is all those who have not made it, do it. Late हो चुका है. You should have done that in class 10 after you completed or got your ICC, CBSE or metric certificate. Have a file in which you have all those pages inside which you can insert your certificates, where at least there should be something around at least 15, 20 pockets you should have, and then place your certificates. The sequence of the certificate should be the first one should be the most recent one. If you are a say BTech guy, then your 8th semester, 7th semester, 6th, and like this it should be. If you are a graduate, then it should be your degree and then the pre-degree and then the plus two and all this. That should be the sequence. It should always be in the descending order. So start with your latest certificate. In one cover, you can put both. So in one, you put when they open the file, the right hand side, they should be able to see your certificate, the recent one. When they turn the page and see on the other side, that is the back side of that recent certificate, that should be the next one in the sequence, right? The facing page should be your certificate. If you have received the BTech or the graduation certificate, it should be. Behind that, when they turn the page, should be your plus two mark sheet. Opposite to it should be your plus two certificate. Same behind the plus two certificate should be a class 10 mark sheet. On the right side, it should be a class 10 certificate. So that is the sequence in which you arrange it. When you open that file, if it is a zipped file, preferably I prefer a zipped file because your certificates are all intact and they don't fall off when you're walking and all that. So always I prefer a zipped one. So if you're having that, then when you open the file on the left hand side, the hard cover, behind that hard cover, when you open the file, there you'll find some pockets on the left side. Right hand side starts that pockets, but on the left hand side, you'll find there are certain pockets. What I did, I'm going to tell you what I often did, or I still have, if I take out my file, which I've not used for the last some years. If I take it out, still it would be there. I put some 3-4 A4 size good quality papers inside the that pocket. I have a pen and I always have six. Sometimes I take it out, so that's why 3-4. But when you are starting off, then 6 good recent passport size photographs, very, very professionally done. The photographs with the recent one and in a very, very professional attire, not your selfie wala photographs. Remember, it's a very serious kind of a thing, and you cannot afford to be take it lightly or cannot be slack. So go to a proper studio, or if you have someone who can take studio would be good because of the lighting and all that. Use a proper formal shirt with a tie and a blazer and take a photograph. Got it? And girls can also have a very, very formal getup and they can take a photograph and 6 passport size photographs keep inside it. And as I said, uh, 2 or 3 blank white A4 size papers, good quality, a pen, then 3 passport size photographs. And after all these certificates, all your certificates, academic certificates, have a have 2 sets of Xerox. Have 2 sets of Xerox of your academic certificates. Very necessary, I tell you. And you will someday, if you are following what I am doing, and you follow what I have said, you will someday sit and pat your own back. Which all I did a great job. So have two sets of academic certificates Xerox and keep it at the end of the file in that cover. Also have two nicely professionally made CVs. CV structuring is again a lengthy one. I'll tell you later. Have two recent CVs inside that file. Someone can remind me about that CV kind of thing. A lot of minute details are there in the CV which you have to take care. So two CVs you will also keep towards the end of the file. Why all this I'm telling you? Because this blank sheet of paper is sometimes required, because in the interview they might suddenly ask you to do a calculation, to do some writing, to draw some diagram and all that. Normally they have a whiteboard in the interview room. They have a whiteboard, they have a marker, they have a duster. You are supposed to use that. If if at all it's not there, then what do? You ask them for a piece of paper. When they might try to give you a piece of paper, but when you say, thank you, sir, I have, and you open your file and take out that paper, that sends a very good signal to them that you're a very well organized person who is prepared beforehand, who can foresee what might be the requirement, and you have come all prepared. You have taken care, or you are very meticulous about every detail. So you have taken care to bring even with you three white papers, if at all the requirement. Generally, we ask not to put a pen inside the shirt pocket when you go for the interview. Because we don't. No papers, nothing carrying in the pocket. So the pen is also there, so you can take it out and use that pen for the writing purpose and all that. You can do it. So that shows you as a candidate who is a very, very thorough one, who is very well organized. So non-verbally, that sense of it. I'm talking about all the interviews that you'll be facing in your life, guys. Please listen to me carefully. All the interviews, you are very young, lots of interviews and all you come across, you'll go through. So remember, these are some etiquettes that you need to maintain. So never, so have all this with you, so that you are a candidate who is well prepared, one who is very, very organized, who has all the things thought of beforehand and has prepared. So that's why. Sometimes might be after your interview gets over, they ask you to wait, and suppose they have shortlisted you, they will ask you to submit your documents. They will ask you to give a pair of CV. They might ask you to give a set of your academic certificates. They might ask you to give them 2 or 3 passport size photographs for to initiate the admission process. Then what you do? You run around. You run around looking for a Xerox shop to Xerox. You don't know what the outside situation would be. You might be very new to that place. You don't know where the Xerox shop is. You might be in a star hotel. You're coming out of that conference hall, walking down the hall, the lobby, and then going out of the gate and going onto the marketplace. And that would really, you will be exhausted. So that's why you should be all prepared. You should be all prepared. 2 sets of nicely Xerox academic certificates. No, self-attested they ask. You don't have to do that testing and all that, because they ask you for self-attestation. So keep those and 2 CV and all that. So it sends a signal, a non-verbal signal, that you are a candidate who is well prepared and very organized. Got it? So that is how you put all your. Then after academics, then your co-academics, like co-curricular certificates might be science exhibition, debates, quizzes, some competitions your own, might be some Olympiads, some robotics competitions, or you have done some value-added courses. You've done some value-added courses. Might be you have done some course on, let's say, this the share market kind of things. You have done some courses, or you have done some courses in, say, Oracle, or you have done SAP or Java and all that. Those certificates you arrange. Then non-academic ones. Non-academic ones are like sports and games. or some kind of other kind of co-curricular activities where you have own, might be you are a good singer and you have owned the singing competition, so you can get a, you have a certificate, you can also furnish there. Or you are, say, an painter, an artist, so you can keep some small sketches of your painting inside that also. Mark my words. Mark my words. If you're a painter or a good sketch, you sketch good, you have done some very good painting, you can keep a few of those ones inside it, because that also adds to your personality, your profile. You can have that. And then any kind of philanthropic or social service activities on behalf of Rotary or Lions Club or some NGOs you have done, and they've given some certificates they have given you for your act, so that you can have. So that is normally the sequence in which you arrange your certificates in a file. Be very careful about it. Ideally, again, I say, I know you know it, but मेरा काम है बोलना, so मैं बोल रहा हूँ. Ideally, your certificates, particularly the academic and the co-curricular ones, all certificates rather, should be laminated, because in the long run, those certificates will be affected by the weather and all that, and they will all, um, you know, they will tear on its own. You don't have to uh, do anything; it'll itself get torn. And might be sometimes it gets affected by the rain and all that, you're traveling and suddenly there's a downpour and there's nothing to be done and it gets wet. So ideally, all the certificates should always be laminated and then kept inside the file. Clear? Okay, now that is done. So you have the file with you. You have all the certificates ready. You have two sets of your academic certificates, Xerox and kept. Might be some additional courses if you have done, some additional courses if you have done. Those certificates can also be Xeroxed and kept along. If they ask you just for the academic, you can remove those, or if they ask you for all, then you can give them. Sports and all, they don't ask. Normally, they will not ask you. They'll ask you for your academic ones just to check your eligibility criteria, to check your date of birth. This is what they normally check. And the one that you have written about your percentage in the application, class 10, 12, and graduation. So they will be looking at that. So that's why they need the certificates and not about the sports and games and all that. School certificates, normally we don't. Whatever, I know, school class 5, class 2, class 1, class 7, you own some painting and all that, that is not counted. Rather, class 12 and graduation, this 5 years what you did, or if you achieve something in your school at the state level, district level, national level, yes, that is counted, but not no, this class 5, 6, 7 certificates are not counted. It is normally class 10 certificates at the state level, district level, or the national level, that is counted. So keep those, or else don't keep. Class 11 onwards till graduation, whatever you've achieved, whatever certificates you have received, even certificates of participation also, certificates of participation also, you take. Certificate verification is only done about academic ones. That's all. In the interview, they will not ask you to give any evidence that you own that and you have owned this. They will not ask you for any evidence. So you did not be worried about it. So you carry that file and you go into the interview room. While you do the application processing, they might or might not, they might instruct you not to carry the file. Or if there's a little bit of a dilemma, you can ask them, but normally you can carry the file. There is no issues with that. Now, all said and done, the day of the interview, I generally divide the interview into three different phases, like the before the day of the interview, the day of the interview day, and the next. So the previous day of the interview, you should prepare yourself, like रात भर बैठ के पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है, because there is nothing that they will be asking you जिसके लिए पूरे रात पढ़ने की जरूरत है. अगर 5 साल में मुझे कुछ याद नहीं रहा तो 5 घंटे में कुछ भी याद नहीं रहे. It is all about what I've done in this 5 years. That is what is enough. You want to go through the news channels, just a newspaper. That's all. I mean, it's a very basic kind of things. You don't have to again start reading your class entire BTech that 48, 50, 52 papers, you don't have to start from the first semester to the last one. You don't have to. Or if it is graduation, all the 3 years of, you start from your first year of studies and you go to the final year. You don't have to do that. So just newspapers, a light kind of reading, a little getting updated, listening to watching the news is necessary. It's sort of necessary because they ask sometimes. So you should be updated about some current affairs. So watching the news is good enough. They might suddenly ask you what the three new chief ministers, or three states where BJP own, and what are the new three chief ministers? What does that mean? So these kind of questions they might suddenly ask you. Then, so that day, uh, first in the morning, the first thing you should do is see what you are going to wear for your interview. You have to first arrange that. Normally, we wear a dark colored trouser and a light colored full sleeved shirt for an interview. A light colored trouser and a full sleeved shirt for the interview. As it is winter time, definitely you should wear a blazer as it is a winter time. Have a nice tie going along with it. I'm talking to the boys, I'll talk about the girls after this. So wear a dark colored trouser. See to it that it fits you well. It should not be too loose. It should not be too loose, and the length should just be falling on your shoes. It should not make those crumples like the churidar. It should not near your toe ankle. It should not make that. So your trousers should be just falling on your shoes when you should be. You should stitch it accordingly. The length should be adjusted that it just falls on the shoes without making all those folds near your ankle. Not it should not be too tight. Never, because you will not be able to sit comfortably for 15-20 minutes in the interview hall. So it should not be too tight, not too loose. No style and all that is entertained because that's an interview, a serious process. Nobody is interested in your style sense or your fashion sense. Nobody is interested. Shirt can be of light colored, as I said, and single colored is okay, but single pin stripe is also good. Single pin stripe is also good. Please don't try to experiment with your, as I said, fashion sense, sense of color. Don't try to experiment. That's not the place to experiment. शादी ब्याह पे जाओगे तो वहां पे experiment करके देख लेना. So wear very very orthodox kind of get a shirt which is a pinstripe, single or a single color, ideally full sleeved shirt, button properly buttoned up. The collar button that you wear, it should not be too tight. It should be little, so that you don't feel uncomfortable. As you can see here, I have, it is okay for me. I can move my neck comfortably. So it should be. And a tie should be in contrast to the shirt that you are wearing. The tie should be in contrast to the shirt that you are wearing. And then a nice blazer to go along with your trousers. The socks that you wear should can be a dark color one, like might be a navy blue or a black one, and or a white one is okay. But normally we prefer uh, black or navy blue because the trouser is dark color. That's why. And you wear either a black shoe or a dark tan shoe, not brown, dark tan shoe or a black shoe. Ideally, we say the color of your belt should go along with the color of your shoe. That's what we say, but nothing because that these two colors of belts, I mean, like the formal ones is what you get. You get a dark tan kind of a color of a belt. You get a black color of a leather belt. No other kind of designer belt should be worn. The buckle of the belt should be as simple as possible. No fashionable kind of buckles and all that should be worn, right? The tie should not cross your, ideally we say your tie should not go below your belt. The length of your tie, the knot, the double Windsor knot that you make, the double Windsor knot should be such that your tie just touches your belt, just touches, or the tip of the tie just touches your belt. So ideally, it is something around your navel. नाभि के से थोड़ा सा नीचे रहता है belt, the tie, the tip of the tie. So it should be there. It should not cross your belt. the tip of the tie. The tie has to be also a very, very orthodox one. No printed, unnecessary prints should not be there. You are mature enough to understand what is a party tie and what is a formal tie. So be very careful. Do not wear ties which are little jazzy and no fluorescent colors and all those. No, no, no. They should. It's a big no. Wear ties which looks very, very formal. Small dots might be a little nicely, properly striped ties will do also. Even if you have a tie which is has got some kind of a print which goes along is okay. But ideally, it should be kept as a little orthodox style, right? Not too much of a color in the tie and all. With any color, any color that normally if you're wearing a light colored shirt means with that a dark colored tie will go. But not a too brightly colored ties you should avoid. So that is the dress you should see. And the previous day of the interview in the morning, check that whatever you have, I'm sure you all have. So please check the buttons because you if you've not been wearing that since long. Because what I did was no, I had two pairs. I had two pairs of interview dresses which I had kept and I did not wear it anywhere to all the places. I specifically used it only for my interviews. And if you too have it, then you may not have worn it since long. So check the buttons of the shirt; it is all intact or not. No stains, no stains should be there on the shirt. Good that you are having the interview during summer, so you can have a blazer, and if at all somewhere a little bit, then that can be covered up. But ideally, there should be no stains on your shirt and all that. One important thing, bhul jaunga. All these bangles and bands and beads and all, please do not have those. It gives a very ugly look to a candidate. It gives a very ugly look to a candidate. Remove all those dhaga and bands and beads. I see whatnot. Thick bunch of all those पैदा हुए थे उस समय जो धागा पंडित जी बांधे थे वो आज भी हाथ पे है क्या है remove those. That is not what you wear to a formal setting. One, do not have too much of rings. I've seen यार बहुत सारे रेड ग्रीन ब्लैक इस हाथ में तीन इस हाथ में दो पांच पांच अंगूठी पहन के व्हाट इज दिस ये क्या है यार इंटरव्यू में इफेक्ट कर रही है वो लोग देख रहे हैं तुम्हारा अंगूठी एंड दे आर गेटिंग अफेक्टेड दे आर गेटिंग नो कुछ जादू चल रहा है उनके ऊपर सीइंग दोस नहीं ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता कोई असर नहीं सो religious purpose you're wearing one ठीक है it's okay no issues with that but don't have this three not with four five rings in the fingers and all that. You are a fashionable guy normally this generation your age that's okay but that ring which you wear no in 1 year please remove it for the interview. Now you talk about beards and you talk about hairstyle. Beard the interviewer will have the panel members will have no issues if you want to have a you have a beard and you want to maintain it. You have maintained it properly. You look good in it. Why should the panel members have a problem with your beard? यार लड़के हो beard है तो what's so big? But see to it that it has been properly trimmed, maintained, and you look smart and good in it. Panel members will have no issues with that. And if you want to go clean shaved, again no issues with that. Long hairs, well, again, the panel members do not have any issues if it has been nicely done and is in place. It is in place because you cannot tie your hairs. No, girls can have normally long hairs and they tie it. They use clips and all, and it is held very nicely in place. They look good. But you cannot wear a headband, you cannot wear a clip, or you cannot tie it up. So, there is always a chance that by the time you enter the PI hall, your hairs become a little disarranged. So, if you can maintain it, you can have it very nicely done. Again, the panel members are more focused on your answers and all that. They are not like you have long hairs or short hairs, it does not make any difference. And a normal cut, you look at me. So, it is again okay if you have a short hairs and all that. Some as youngsters, some of you, I'm sure most of you have not lost your um, hairline. So all those of you have lost, don't bother. Don't bother. That does not make any difference. No, your receding hairlines are of no issue to the interviewers. So this and what else? Yes, I have always advised. This is a piece of advice that I have given. Previous day evening, if you want to shave, shave on the day of the interview. I normally prefer that because again that gives you clean look. Even if those who have beards growing faster, I shaved it yesterday morning when I went to the office, and so this is what it is today. So those of you who have a little beard growing faster, so what you can do is no shave on the same day morning, and you will definitely find time to. तो ऐसा मत बोलो कि यार मेरे को सर टाइम नहीं होगा तो मैं कहाँ से नहाऊंगा धोऊंगा ब्रश करूंगा शेव करूंगा नहीं नहीं ये तीनों तो करना ही होता है और नहाना धोना फ्रेश होना एंड ब्रश करना तो होता ही ना तो फिर शेविंग के लिए लुक एट द वॉच 60 सेकेंड्स लगते हैं आई डू इट 60 seconds लगते हैं and you are off. So ideally I try to do that. In any so then you can the previous day evening you can go to a barber shop, ask him to give you a good shave and do a little bit of face cleaning. आजकल कर रहे हैं ना barber shop में a little bit of face cleaning. Yes, I prefer that. I prefer that. Why? Because this is a great day in my life. Facing an interview panel, getting into a good B school or getting into a good job is a great day in my life, a momentous day in my life. So I will leave no stones unturned to look good or to present myself in a nice, smart way. Right? So that you can do. Shoes has to be sparkling clean. Take it to a cobbler, ask him to polish it sparkling clean. Do not buy a new shoe and wear it on that day and go to the interview. If you're wearing a new shoe, you will have this leather bite. New shoes पहले से होता है ना, वो cut हो जाता है. You will have a leather bite because you'll start from your home or your hotel where you're staying. Then you have to walk down, take a taxi again, go to the hotel. Then you walk in to the through the lobby. Then you go to the interview, try to find out. So by the time you have walked for 15-20 minutes, you will start having that leather bite. That cut will come, and then you start limping. That makes life horrible. जल रहा है वहां पे तो, no, you have the skin is ruptured and it is hurting you and you are unable to walk. जूता खोल भी नहीं सकते हैं because throughout the moment you enter the building for the interview, see to it that you maintain all your manners and etiquettes till the time you come out of the interview hall. Are you getting my point? From the moment you enter, because many of them conduct hide interviews. Many of them conduct hide interviews. So never try to behave in any kind of an improper manner. Once you are into the building where the interview is being conducted, right from the gate where the security guard is there, right from there, maintain your etiquettes and manners till the time you come out of that security gate and you have taken your vehicle. Do not talk to anyone impolitely. Do not behave improperly. थोड़ा सा टाई ढीला कर दिया जाके दो सुट्टा मार के आ गया गेट के पास से बिल्डिंग के बाहर. No, 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 no. I'm sitting somewhere. They were asked me to wait somewhere, and there was just 3-4 guys sitting there. मैं अपना जूता खोल के बैठा हूँ. Oh my god, oh my god. I cannot imagine it. Never do any kind of those kind of things. Don't never ever smoke and go into an interview hall. You stink, guys. I have faced these kind of situations so many times. And people like me who are very allergic to the smell of smoke will really be upset even before the interview starts. They're switched off. I'm very allergic to the smell of smoke, the cigarette smoke. So never ever smoke and go into the interview hall, right? Now, some in this colleges and all where you would take these sessions, there are some smart guys who ask me, sir, अगर ये panel members smoke किए होंगे, it has nothing to do with you. It is you who are going to qualify for the interview. It is not they who are supposed to qualify for the interview. They are selecting you. You are not selecting them. So do not smoke and go into the interview hall. Right? Second is gutka, utka, whatever you eat. Do not eat all those things and go into the interview hall. सर खा लूंगा फिर मुंह धो के चले जाऊंगा ना ठीक हो जाएगा ना. No, a small grain somewhere, if it is loitering around आवारा की तरह घूम रहा है तुम्हारे मुंह के अंदर में, no, it will make your life miserable hell, because वो मुंह के अंदर में घूम रहा है, टंग के ऊपर बार बार आ जा रहा है. You cannot sit in the interview hall, or you cannot sit in the lobby, and you cannot do it there, that also, and it starts troubling you. So avoid eating any gutka, pan, anything before you enter into the interview hall. My dear friends, it's a serious issue, and so you should be of utmost, you should take utmost care to maintain all the etiquettes and manners of that thing. Clear? Then shoes done. So if you are planning to buy a new shoe, अभी खरीद लो, उसको कुछ दिन तक पहनो, let it become little comfortable, and then on the day of the interview you can wear it. Even if you want to purchase a new trouser or a new shirt for your interview, अभी ले लो, उसको पहनो, पहन के देखो how you look in that. Does it fit you well? Never buy an oversized shirt. Never wear a shirt of someone who has a little better built than you. If your chest size, like this shirt that I'm wearing, it has got a chest size of 40. It's a 40 size shirt. Because my chest size is 40, so I wear that. I never wear a bigger one, 42 or no 38 or nothing like that. Anything which is comfortable to me, I can move my arms freely and it fits me, it's not loose. So always try to have that kind of a shirt. If you're planning to buy a new one, do that. Or which one fits you the best. Try it, wear the trousers, wear the shirt, see to it before you finally purchase it and bring it home. So that's all said and done. Your trousers, your tie, your blazer, your socks, your shoes, all those things, remove it. No earrings and all that. Boys, huh? No earrings. Then not all those beads and dhaga and all that. It's not there. So that is how you prepare on the previous day of the interview. Documents, check the documents. All the documents are there in place. You have two sets of academic certificates, Xerox and kept. You have two CVs. Never ever take a Xerox of a CV. Huh? CVs are always printout is taken. CV के बारे में बात बताऊंगा, time नहीं. Later, another video I may tell you. So check your certificates, all are in place, keep it aside so that on the day of the interview, the morning you wake up, you are not running around looking for मेरा shirt कहाँ गया, कौन सा tie पहनूं, मेरा shoes clean नहीं हुआ है, where is my file या certificate है कि नहीं, nothing of this sort, because that day has to start on a very, very positive note, very positive note. So this is what you do on the previous day of the interview. And as far as girls are concerned, you can always wear a trouser, a shirt on top. I know you have a good dressing sense because it is said girls are better communicators. And when I say communication, I also mean non-verbal. So put on very professionally dressed up. You can have a trouser. You can have a shirt, which is half. Of course, girls wear half shirt, not full, half, and you can have a blazer on the top of it, or you can just have a shirt, blazer not needed. Tie also is not required for you to wear. But if you're wearing a trouser, remember to wear a slip-in shoes. With trousers, do not wear sandals and go to the interview. If you're wearing trousers, it has to be only slip-in shoes, and black is a universal color which goes along with all the trousers. If you have never worn a trouser before, never experiment on that. They're not required. It is not that wearing a trouser and a shirt will score, over others who are not wearing an Indian outfit. No, it's not like that. So if you have worn it before, you're comfortable wearing it, you wear it, but do not experiment for the interview, because you should be very, very focused on your purpose, that is the interview, and not on what you're wearing and feeling conscious and all that. नहीं होना चाहिए. If you're wearing an Indian outfit, absolutely perfect. Even civil services interviews, girls go in saris. They go in saris because that shows your own self-confidence, how confident you are about yourself. Your dress, your Western outfit is not going to enhance your personality. You should ideally look good and smart. That's the purpose. So you can wear the Indian outfit, the churidar and all that. avoid wearing this क्या बोलते हैं, leggings, the tight fitting ones. Avoid wearing that to the interview. Don't wear that legging stuff to the interview. Wear something which is normal. You know it. Girls know it better. So wear the normal one. The kurta that you are wearing, that should not be of too bright colors, as I was mentioning about boys also. Not too loud colors, fluorescent colors, flowery prints and all that. No, 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 no. It should not be that. Or no, not something which is very fashionable kind of stuff. वो नहीं होना चाहिए, because as you understand in interview, what they look at you is how much care you have taken to dress yourself up smartly and properly. Mind it, they see how much care you have taken, how much pains you have taken to dress yourself up in a very proper manner, how meticulous you are about every detail, right from your dressing sense, that how meticulous you are, it can be known from there till the interview questions that you face. So don't wear the top, that is the kurta, with all those flowery prints and all those designs and all. A very normal one, sober one will be good. But wear bright color. Don't wear dark colors like maroon, like black, deep brown. Don't wear dark colors. So ideally wear light colors. Why I was talking about, why I asked boys even, and why I'm asking girls also to wear the light color, because when the light falls on your dress, it reflects back to your face. So you look a little, one shade a little more brighter. You look brighter. So one shade more. So wear a light color, uh, a bright color, but light one, not those jazzy colors, loud colors, or dull colors. Avoid those kind of things. And hairs, or if you have long hairs, my friends, please tie it up properly, maintain it properly so that it does not keep on falling on your face during the interview. Yes, I had such kind of experiences where I had seen candidates who used to be there in the interview hall and the hair falling on their face all over, and they taking their hands again and again to the face and all. That does not go well. Or even in an interview, I remember where the candidate was like, uh, this way she was trying to remove her hair from the face. She was not taking her hand to the face, but it was like every time she was doing this to remove the hair from the face. So tie it up properly, clip it properly. I know you know how to do it. I'm not going to the details because you have very good sense of your dressing. Then, if you have short hairs, also see to it that those short hairs, how to keep it in place so that it does not keep on falling on your face. That should be your priority. So that it should not keep on falling in your face on your face. That short hairs also you can maintain it properly, and again, that's no issue. Jewelry, well, no, I will not suggest jewelry. Just a ring, a small ring on both the ears, good enough. Because that there is you're not going there to show off your jewelries, so don't have those big earrings, these hanging ones and all that. No, वो झुमके उनके पहन के जाने की जरूरत नहीं है, because that is not the place to show it off. No, this gold ornaments, chains and all that. No, 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 no. Your focus is getting shifted, my dear friends. Your focus is getting distracted. You are not focused on the interview. Look good, look smart, not overdressed. Right, a little bit of face cleaning. I told the boys, so definitely it goes for the girls too. Have a little bit, but no over makeup, no lipsticks and over makeup and all those. Nahi, 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 nahi. Because it sends a very wrong message to the interviewer that you are no, you are not very focused towards the interview, and it does not make any difference to the interviewers that you are you're over put on a lot of makeup and you're looking beautiful or not. There, क्या करना है यार, क्या करना है? So that's why not much, but yes, you should look good, smart, fresh. Both of you, boys, girls, obviously, it applies to both. You should look good, smart, and fresh, all ready to go, energetic, enthusiastic. वो जोश होना चाहिए. Panel member को देख के लगेगी यार बंदे में दम है. तो ये होना चाहिए. That should be the kind of an approach, right? So, my dear friends, girls, you know now, you can wear a western outfit with a blazer and all that. Even without a blazer, with a half shirt, you look good also. with a Indian outfit. If you want to wear a churidar kameez and all that, do that, but not jeans and tops. No, and don't wear this leggings and all those to the interview. Ideally, we don't prefer that. You can wear jeans also. We don't prefer jeans and tops and all. Interview. I personally might be some interviewers might say you might go there and you might find some girls wearing jeans and or a kurta on that. Uh, I mean, like, but that's not what I can advocate. So this is how you dress up. And if you're wearing a trousers, it has to be only slip-in shoes. Don't wear sandals and all with the trousers. See to it that the heel of your slip-in shoes is average. Average. Don't wear high-heeled ones. Please don't wear high-heeled ones. That there is an industry because I had done some training, PDP training for the Air Hostess Academy for the hospitality industry. So there they require these high heeled shoes and all that they require because that is the requirement of their industry. But you are going to a different place and your requirement is not being able to walk with high heeled shoes and all that. That's not your requirement. So, no, wear a very average one, simple one. A simple one is good enough because you can walk smartly because the conference hall, where the interview, particularly where the interview is going on, it is thickly carpeted. It is thickly carpeted. If you wear high heel ones and you cannot walk properly, you might get stuck, you might stumble, कुछ भी हो सकता है. So don't take chances. And also the flooring of this hotels, the star hotels and all that, the floor might be too very polished. And again, that high heeled shoes, if you aren't a regular user of it, that might cause you problems. So यार क्यों इतने झमेले में पड़ना यार? Wear shoes ना अच्छा लगना चाहिए, comfortable होना चाहिए. My focus is all on the interview, on the questions they will ask, how I'm going to present. मेरा attention, मेरा focus ये होना चाहिए. नहीं तो मैं high heeled पहना नहीं पहना उससे क्या फर्क? Got it? And sandals, remember the sandals that you wear has to be very clean. Your sandals has to be very clean. Because you're wearing sandals, your feet is visible. Ideally, I will suggest do a little bit of pedicure. Manicure you do, but pedicure also it should be doing because your feet is visible. Guys will be wearing shoes and all. किसी हाल पे भी दिखेगा नहीं. But when you wear sandals and all that, your feet is visible. So pedicure is definitely what I would say. Please do it. It should look nice and clean. As I said, you're paying attention to details. You're meticulously prepared yourself for the interview. And that's a very positive signal or a very positive message that goes to the interview. ठीक है? So ये हो गया the previous day of the interview. If there is any other questions coming to your mind, please ask. Like about the dressing and all that. If there is any questions coming to your mind, please say. Please ask. Fine. You can ask me when if it comes to your mind. Then the second one. Now the day of the interview. Get up little early. Unlike the other days when you wake up like 8, 9 and all that. Well, I know you'd miss the interview if you wake up at 8 and 9. So ideally wake up a little early on that day and take a little walk on the terrace or a little outside, breathe in a little fresh air because that gives you a feeling of freshness it gives you. So ideally, take a little walk outside and then come down and start your day. Might be some would like to sit down outside, do a little bit of meditation. Normally, what I did and I have asked everyone, when you sit down somewhere outside, when there's a little fresh air, you're sitting on the terrace or you're sitting outside, um, close your eyes and take yourself on a complete journey. Take yourself on a complete journey. Like you have now reached the interview hall, you have knocked the door, you have said, May I come in? You walk in. Before you, there are three panel members. There's a chair. They are nice, friendly looking people, brightly lit room. And there's a curtain behind them. There are windows and nice setting. The room is nice and warm. They ask you, the people are also very warm. They ask you to sit down. You sit, you go there, you wish them, good morning, ma'am, good morning. If there is a lady, hey, remember, guys, the protocol says if in the panel there is a lady, start with her. Like, what बताऊंगा. So you greet them, then you sit down on the chair, and there's a nice smile on your face. They are very, very positive, smiling people, very warm, and they are very welcoming. And then they start asking you questions, and you're very comfortable, and you're feeling very good because all the questions that they are asking you, you know them, you can answer them, and then the interview goes well. There's a little bit of no humor, there's a little of laughing and friendly atmosphere, and 15-20 minutes your interview goes wonderful, and then they say thank you, please wait outside. So you get up and you go out. Got it? Take yourself on an entire video tour of the entire journey, or the entire thing. Why? You are preparing your brain for every detail. Beforehand, you're preparing your brain, because brain does not like surprises. Your brain surprises को पसंद नहीं है. So don't try to have that element of surprise. पता नहीं अचानक क्या होगा. नहीं. Take yourself on a journey. Take yourself on a tour. Right? Once you have done that, then now you're convinced. हाँ, अब कर लूंगा. यही करना है तो हो जाएगा. चल, इंटरव्यू मत करो. You see it. कितना जोश आता है, कितना जोश आता है, कितना एनर्जी आता है. You will yourself come back and tell me. So sit down somewhere calm, peaceful in the morning. Have a cup of tea. उसके बाद आंख बंद करना and take yourself on an entire tour of the process. Then once you're done, then start your day, get freshened up, all that, and dress up properly. Ask your mom, dad to look at you, say कि ठीक है ना, देखो shirt ठीक है, dress ठीक है, hairs ठीक है, I'm looking good. Check yourself in front of the mirror, shoes सारा देख लो, then start. Ideally, try to reach 1 hour before. Ideally, try to reach 1 hour before. Because if you're a localite, you know what is the distance, what is the traffic condition, सारा कुछ मालूम है. So accordingly, you plan out. If you are new to that place, you have gone there for the interview, then ideally find a hotel which is nearby. Why you find a hotel nearby, or you put up nearby, so that you don't waste time in transit, in traveling. Because in big cities, it is horrible. I'm sure many of you know it. It's horrible in big cities. 2 hours, 3 hours, if there's a traffic jam, तुम्हारा इंटरव्यू खत्म हो जाएगा कि मतलब जब सब कुछ घर चले गए होंगे तुम पहुंचोगे. So ideally, if you're going to a big city, then stay close to the venue where the interview is going to be held, so that you take very less time to reach the venue. And once you have reached the and take less time. A second reason is, no, when you are traveling through your own vehicle or public transport, there is a lot of noise and all that. So you're breathing heavily. Then and suddenly you get in the interview hall, those things you haven't settled down, you haven't calmed down, you haven't settled down, and the interview starts. So you go there 1 hour before, you sit down, and you are relaxed. So ideally, reach there 1 hour before. Then there might be some paperwork, some application, application or the certificate checking and all that would be done. And then they tell you that your number is this. You will go to this panel, go and sit in that room. So from that room, one by one, you'll be numbered, and one by one they'll go. Now, the first candidate has been called and he has gone in. Second candidate, suppose you are the fifth one. So when the first or the second candidate goes, you can always do one thing. You can get up, go to the washroom, and give a final check, so that in the interview hall you are not concerned. यार बाल ठीक था तो देखा नहीं था, या टाइट ठीक था तो जगह पे यार मैंने चेक नहीं किया था. Boys, हाँ, nail soles भी काट के जाना because of fingers. Girls, if they're wearing sandals, the feet is visible. Their fingers are also visible, but your fingers are also visible. Huh? Nail soles काट के properly जाना. And I know that fashionable small finger पे nail polish, boys, huh? Don't do all those weird kind of things. So you go, finally give yourself a check, come back and sit. And by the time you come back and sit, might be the third candidate has gone in. So then next your turn comes. You go, ideally there might be a professor or somebody who's there at the door calling out your name or your number. And then you go there, you wish him, good morning, sir. And then he leads you into the interview. Or if there is someone else, or if there is a candidate, sometimes the candidate said that please send the next candidate. Right? So like this, it also happens. So if the door is closed or the interview hall, Knock it twice. Got it? Twice. You knock it. And then give a pause of 2 seconds. Twist the door open, not half, not like no peeping in, may I come in, sir? Not like that. Open the door properly, and so that you are there, they see you straight. Then you say, may I come in, sir? Your voice should be loud, clear, energetic, happy. Yaad rakho. Loud, clear, energetic, happy voice. Because that's the first impression. They are seeing you in person, hearing you. So the communication process starts there. The visual and the no oral, all that is happening now. So whenever you say may I come in, sir, it has to be someone who is very excited, very happy to get into the interview hall, not someone who is shit scared of it. And then they say, yeah, please come in. So you can slowly leave the door. It will close because there will definitely be a door closure. It's a star hotel. Ideally, that's where it is held. So you walk in and walk smartly, only and only looking in the direction of the panel members. Don't look here, don't look there, don't look left, right. Be careful. There will never be wires running across the room. There will never be. Ideally, it will never be because it's a star hotel. It will be under the carpet, but it will never be over the carpet. But walk smartly, looking in their direction only. With your left hand, you are having a file. You walk towards them. You reach near the chair and then you look at them. And if there's a lady panel member, always remember the protocol is look at the lady panel member and say, good morning, ma'am. Again, the voice, look into the eyes and say, good morning. Just don't throw away your greetings. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever the time of the day is. Don't throw away your greetings. Look into their eyes and say, good morning, ma'am. Then there are one or two more. Say, good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Look at their eyes with a smile, with a warmth, a genuine warmth. Dil se nikli baat dil tak pahunchegi. So if you are genuinely happy, there's a genuine warmth in you to be there facing an interview, that should be visible. बहुत ज्यादा मायने रखता है the way you present yourself, my dear friends. That's a part of the very important part of the non-verbal communication. The way you're dressed up, the way you walk towards them, then the way you smile, the eye contact that you make, immense. It gives you immense weightage. Because when it starts on a good note, things which start on a good note will always, there's a very high probability of ending on a good note. So smile at them and say, good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Then they ask you to sit down. Please be seated. When you are seated, remember, if the chair is little tall, then sit towards the front. If you are also tall, then sit completely inside the chair. Sit completely inside the chair with your lower back completely inside the chair so that you don't slouch. As you can see right now, I'm sitting straight. I'm not slouching. This is no, slouching. You never sit like this. You sit in an interview, you sit absolutely straight and relaxed. You don't uh, you don't like sit like this. No, you don't. You are completely relaxed. Shoulders straight but relaxed, and you sit straight. Your upper back should be straight against the chair. Your feet should be firmly on the ground. Sometimes they might ask you to sit around. The chair will be put in this place. जितना जहां पे वो लोग तुमको बैठाना चाहते हैं, that chair will be there. It might be some 2 3 feet, 2 feet away from the table. 3 feet ideally they do. So it might be 3 feet away from the table where you sit. Sometimes that the room is small, so you might be sitting close to the table. So you can keep your file with you. I usually prefer not to use the table of the interviews. We never do that. We don't keep our files and all that on the table. Yes, when you go into the interview hall, pen, as I said, it is in the file. Do not carry the pen in your shirt pocket. Do not carry any papers, documents in your shirt pocket. Ideally, switch off your mobile and hand it over the to any of your friends or relatives who have accompanied you. Switch off the mobile and hand it over to them. Don't carry it in your pocket. Switch it off, guys. It will distract you. Because even if you have put it on a silent mode and given it to somebody, your friend or somebody, दिमाग में आता रहेगा कोई फोन किया क्या, किसी का कॉल आया क्या, व्हाट्सएप मैसेज आया क्या. You will face a lot of distraction. Once it is switched off, you know it's switched off. किसी का कॉल आ ही नहीं सकता है. And ideally, your mom, dad, your those who matter to you, उन सबको मालूम है कि तुम कहाँ पे हो. Those who matter to you, जैसे तुम before you switch off the phone, you can tell your mom and dad, मैं इंटरव्यू स्टार्ट होने वाला है, मैं मोबाइल स्विच ऑफ कर रहा हूँ और कर रही हूँ, एंड जब इंटरव्यू खत्म हो जाएगा, आई विल कम एंड आई विल स्विच इट ऑन. So switch off the mobile, keep it outside. Don't carry it in your trouser pockets. Right? Now you have walked in, you have greeted them, a smart looking guy, मस्त है उसका वॉइस भी, क्या क्लैरिटी है, कितना जोश दिख रहा है उसका बॉडी लैंग्वेज में, उसके आंखों में जोश है, एनर्जी उसका आंखों में है, गले में भी मस्त है यार, वार्मथ है, कॉन्फिडेंस है. एंड देन यू दे आस्क यू टू सिट डाउन, सो यू सिट डाउन. As I said, your feet has to be firmly planted. Now, if the chair is tall and my height is a little short, I will sit to the edge, front edge of the chair so that my legs are firmly planted on the ground. That is necessary. The legs firmly planted on the ground. Boys can sit this way with the 2 feet right in front of them. Girls can sit a little like this. 1 feet, the left one little to the front, right one just behind it. Might be it's a little raised, it's okay. Right? So it's okay. And the left feet a little to the front, right a little behind, and the right leg a little on the toe is on the ground, the heels are a little raised. Girls can sit that way, or the way normally 2 feet like rightly properly planted. But under no conditions you should slouch. Neither your feet should be hanging. So see to it how you sit. Then they are going through your CV or whatever. So look at them straight. Look straight in that direction. Don't look here and there. And then the first question they ask you, tell me something about yourself, which are the very, very common questions that I ask you. Now, when they ask you this first question, tell me something about yourself, then remember that they have asked about you. They have asked about you. Don't start telling about, no, my mom is that, this, my dad is that, and no need. You can start with if they say, suppose for example, they say, okay, so you are Ranjit. You say yes, sir. Okay, let's know about you, or please introduce yourself, or take us through your CV. So you start with, so my name is Ranjit. No, Arya, they said no, you're Ranjit. फिर क्यों बोल रहे हो? So listen carefully. If you're very relaxed, very confident, उनको ध्यान से सुन रहे हो, you know all this how to do it. मैं कोई नया बात नहीं बोल रहा. You all know this. You know etiquettes, you know manners, you know how to politely put things, you know how to politely say that you differ on their opinion. So all this you know. So I'm not telling anything. Bas relax, my friends, relax. बहुत ही relaxing माहौल होता है वहां पे. These people are normally warm. Some of them will conduct stress interview. Some of them might conduct stress interview, which you might suddenly be like, no, अरे ये क्या यार, ऐसे तो कुछ नहीं हुआ, बोले थे सर, हम लोग तो ऐसे कुछ नहीं सुने थे. There are stress interviews. In stress interviews, they will not smile at you. They will try to put a gruffy face, right? And there will be no kind of smiling and all. But that is where you score. Now that I have told you, मनी मन दिमाग में चल रहा होगा, ओके, सो आप लोग स्ट्रेस इंटरव्यू करके मुझे स्ट्रेस में डालना चाहते हैं, ठीक है. I know what trick you are into. So when you are knowing this, so there will always be a smile on your face. ना मेरे को मालूम है ये लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, इनको नहीं मालूम कि मेरे को मालूम है कि वो लोग क्या कर रहे हैं. So there will be a very, very relaxed smile on your face and a very relaxed body language. Sometimes in the stress interviews, when you enter into the interview hall, even before you reach them, even if you greet them, they will start you asking you questions. Yeah, even before you reach their table, even before you have greeted them, they will start asking you questions. Hey, why you have done your BTech? Why are you here for this interview? Like you're not prepared. You had a different kind of a plan. Come, sit, come there, greet them. They will greet you back. They'll be warm in their face. Then you tell them about. Then they'll ask you, tell me something about yourself. यार ये कुछ भी नहीं हुआ, ये directly पूछ डाले. This is a part of the process. ये इसको stress interview बोला जाता है. So be prepared, mentally be prepared. अगर stress interview हुआ, so now that I know that stress interview होता है, suppose they ask you 2-3 questions even before you reach, तो मैं क्या करूँ? Right? Even before I reach the table, they ask me shoot 2-3 questions at me. Then what do I do? shoes. You smile, reach the chair, and say, "Sir, can I answer them one by one? Sir, can I have the first question, please?" So they see that you are completely in control. You're completely in control. Sir, can I answer that one by one? And then you start. You've heard the question, so one by one, you answer the questions. ठीक है? By the time you answer one question, they will know कि नहीं भैया ये ये पढ़ा लिखा लड़का है, इसको मालूम है. So they will ask you, please be seated. And then उनका जो प्लान था वो फेल हो गया, स्ट्रेस में डालने का तुम्हारा, तुमको स्ट्रेस में लाने का जो प्लान था वो फेल हो गया. So then the normal process of interview continues. So stress interview hota hai, just now I told you, because you suddenly find yourself in a different situation. Yes, some कुछ बच्चे आके एक बार बोले, सर वो तो ऐसे किए वैसा किया, ऐसे यार ये स्ट्रेस इंटरव्यू होता है. Because in the workplace or within this B schools, they check the your stress taking ability. Because the study of the B school in the next 2 years is going to be very, very stressful. And that stress will get 10, 20, 50 times multiplied once you go to this huge corporates which you are destined to go out of this B school. So then it will be 10 times, 20 times, 30 times. So your stress taking ability, I want to check. So that sometimes some of these interviews do. Normally, or this is the process. They will ask you for your introduction, and then you start off with, sir, if they have said, as I said, sir, I'm a student of BCom. I completed my graduation in this year. I belong to city of Cuttack in Odisha, which is a silver city. So a little bit about this background. I completed my class 12 from this board and 10 from this board. I have done during my college days, I participated in this. So you talk about a bit about your awards and achievements. You talk about some of your value-added courses, what all things you have done. And if you're a work ex guy, maze aa jayenge. Tell about this. So I completed my graduation in this year, or I did my master's in this year. And then I prepared for an interview. I got into this job, and for the last 3 years, I've been, or 2 years, or 1.5 years, I've been working with them. Basically, my job or responsibility requires me to do this. So these are the skill sets which I have picked up on my journey. So you don't again go into all the things. Focus only on what your job is, what you are doing, all those things you focus. और ज़्यादा बोलने की जरूरत है नहीं. But if you're a fresher, then तो थोड़ा लंबा खींचना पड़ेगा. So you tell them about your achievements and all that you've done, what all activities you did during your college days. कुछ भी, football team में खेले, गणेश पूजा किए, all that. I have been a very active participant in college activities, co-curricular activities, have been extracurricular activities. Have been a I've been very participative. I was given a lot of responsibilities during the annual day, and all my teachers, professors, they sought me out whenever there was any kind of functions in the college and all. During my free time, I like to don't say my educational qualification is this, my hobbies are this, my strengths are this, my weakness. No, heading nahi dena. Heading nahi dena. Smoothly you move from one point to the other. Don't give the headings. So my hobbies are, so you can say during my free time, I like to do this. Don't say 2, 3 things. Like my hobbies are reading books, listening to music, watching TV. Please don't say this. Listening to music, watching TV, reading books. Please don't say this. It's horrible. As an interviewer, I can tell you, I will interpret this as someone who's a lazy fool, who's basically vegetable, lies on the couch the entire day, is very lethargic, probably has a problem with the attitude. That's why does not have a friend, so keeps on lying in the house, reading books, watching TV, listening to music. So avoid telling your hobbies as all this. Rather, for hobbies, you can say something which involves your creative self or your physical self. Might be like you say, my hobbies are say playing cricket, playing chess, or some kind of an outdoor games. नहीं खेलते हो कोई बात नहीं. No outdoor games, so I love doing some kind of say handicrafts. I love doing sketching, painting, singing, dancing. Apart from that, I love reading books. But ध्यान रहे, whatever you say in your hobbies, will be the next question. Whatever, what kind of books you read, which author you have read, which is the latest book you are reading, why do you like that author, who are the other authors of this genre. Careful, huh? इधर उधर कुछ मत बोलना. Yesterday I told you in SOP also. Don't say things which you don't know. Don't try to bluff. You will be in deep trouble. If you say you love listening to songs, you should be able to say what kind of songs you listen. You should be able to know two, three few movies, the latest one that you watched, who's the singer, and why you love watching that movie. What was that in that movie that you loved watching? Understood, no? So you should be able to, whatever you say, you should be able to justify it. You should be able to give no, give answers related to that question. And then you can say, sir, I'm a very adaptive person. Don't say my strengths are I'm hardworking, honest, and sincere. क्या पता नहीं ये क्यों मुझे एलर्जी है. Hardworking, honest, and sincere ये क्या है? It means that you don't know yourself. कुछ रटा रटाया है, कुछ रटा रटाया है. हर कोई बोलता है मैं भी बोल डाला. Means you don't know yourself. You have not really studied yourself properly. If you know yourself, say, no, sir, my strength is I'm very cool and calm headed. I don't get I don't panic easily in any kind of a stressful situation. I'm completely in control. As you can see, sir, right now, I'm completely in control. Yes, this is a stressful situation, but completely in control. I'm absolutely relaxed. I don't I'm very adaptive. I easily adapt because I started my education here. Then I moved to this place where I met new friends. I made new friends. I adapted to that place, and from there again I moved to this, and again I had to I made new friends. So I'm very adaptive in nature. Or you can say, sir, I'm very analytical. My analytical skills are good. The moment you say analytical skills are good, they will give you a situation. They will give you a case study. कुछ भी पकड़ा देंगे. बोलेंगे, okay, can you answer this? You said your analytical skill is this. So क्या करना ना, when you are talking about your strengths, no, towards the last, keep the strength that you know you can answer. But these words, analytical skills and all this, are very catchy. So they catch on to that and they will ask you questions. So your every answer ideally leads to the next question. Ideally, your every answer leads to the next question. So be very careful about whatever you are answering. Just okay. Well, there's Balram asked, should we carry our extra curriculum curricular certificates also? Yes, because I said no, you keep it in your file. Keep it inside the file because the file that you have, it has got some 15-20 pages inside it. So why should you keep it somewhere outside? You take it inside the file. If they normally they will not ask. If at all you have it, if they don't, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता because वो तो ऐसे ही मेरे फाइल में रहेगा. इंटरव्यू के बाद में भी रहेगा एंड इंटरव्यू के दिन में भी रहेगा. क्या फर्क? So keep it inside that. Right, Balram? Fine. Now the first question. So remember, your next question will come from your previous answer. So be very careful about whatever your answer, whatever every word that you use in the during the interview process, you should be very sure of it. I'll give you a set of questions. If possible, try writing it down. पहले तो लिख डालना, बिना सोचे लिख डालना. लिख डालने के बाद look for each answer and उसमें the words that you have used. और हर एक word जो use किए हो, do you know that word in depth? If you say that GDP of India is rising, can you define GDP? Can you answer questions based on GDP? 2-3 questions immediately I'll ask you about GDP. Right? If you say that the geopolitical situation is right now quite volatile, then you should know about the geopolitical situation. You should know about different alliances, the NATO alliance or the Asian and all those summits and all those kind of G7, G20. So you should be having a little bit of an idea about all those things. So whatever you see, so first you write those, some 7, 8, 10 questions. You write their answers, see all those words which you uh, Okay, but I would like to, yes, having a decent beard is okay, or I suppose to clean. No, 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 no. Decent beard is good. Maintain it, trim it, and keep it proper. That would be good enough. You don't need. But please focus on what we are discussing right now. Huh? All these questions you can ask me, but the focus should not be distracted. Listen carefully whatever I'm saying, because small error can make or break your entire interview. Right. So be careful about this self-introduction, what you say about the hobbies and all. So as I said, those 10 questions I'm going to send you, and you write down that answer and underline those words. I'm going to send you some general questions also related to the general affairs, and some questions of HR questions also I'm going to send you. So all those you answer and you underline those questions, those words, and those words you study, so that you know that in the interviews, if any of these kind of questions comes, this is what I'm going to answer. And if I'm going to answer this is the word that they are going to no, grab their attention, and on this they will ask the question. So we ideally call it as the baiting technique. The baiting technique, chara, baiting technique. What we do is intentionally when we are answering a question, we will use one or two jargons, technical words, which I'm very thorough about, I'm very confident about. Intentionally, I will use it in my answer and leave it unexplained. So as I said, the second question will come from the first answer. So they will ask me this technical word and want me to explain, and I am completely prepared. I knew it, so I'm completely prepared that you ask me question from this. तो फिर मैं इंटरव्यू जैसे बोलते हैं ना फाड़ डालूंगा, बिकॉज मैं उस वर्ड सबको बहुत अच्छी तरीके से प्रिपेयर होके गया. Right. So the most important question is tell me something about yourself. That is the selling question. There is where you sell yourself properly, guys. You should be able to sell yourself. You should be able to tell everything good. You know, it is said 92% of the candidates undersell themselves because they don't know that all those things, as I was mentioning in SOP yesterday, that they don't know that these are points which I should be can be highlighted. I can say all this. So 92% of the candidates undersell themselves, exaggerate दूर की बात. They undersell themselves. So write down. Tell me about something yourself. Write down. No, no, not parroting. I'm not saying that you parrot and गाना गाते जाओ. No, that will seem very very awkward. They can make out कि रट्टा लगा के आए हो और यहाँ पे गाना गा रहे हो. You should speak softly. You should speak clearly, and you should take good enough time. Pause. Sir, my name is, or say, sir, I belong to the city of Cuttack, that is in Odisha. It is a silver city. I completed my graduation from this college under this university this year. I completed my plus two in this year from this board or this board. Right now, I have been after my graduations, I had been engaged in business, and I was also preparing for my CAT exams, and I have scored this much percentile in this. Uh, I'm a person who thinks that if good times have not stayed, bad times will not stay through. So I generally don't panic in stressful situations. I'm completely in control of myself. I am adaptable in nature because I started. My childhood was in this place, and then my dad was transferred to this place where I made new friends, met new people, got adjusted to that place, and then again, uh, after a few years, again I was transferred and I was this place, and I made new friends, got adjusted, and so I'm very adaptable in nature. During my free time, I like to involve myself in sketching, painting. I also love reading books. Mm, Sometimes, if I find time, I listen to music. So that's in brief about. So this is the pace that you should maintain. This is the pace. I've talked about those who are freshers and work ex. I said focus more on your working. जरूरत नहीं है your free time and all that. You're a working man, so your focus should be mostly on what work you do, your job description, the skill sets you have picked up, the job responsibility that you have. All that you should be focusing on because that is of importance to you. to the interviewer, the panel. So that's the first question. Am I clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
I'm not hearing from others.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Well, so that is we have already that session has become a little longer. So again, so that this is all over. So next session we will take up all other questions. We will discuss something around 12-15 questions. We will discuss in the next session. We will discuss some 12-15 questions. I would strongly request all of you to have additional questions, all those 12-15 questions that I discussed. If there are some more questions beyond that, I strongly request all of you to please have your questions and we can discuss it in the session. Fine?
Sir,
Yes, please go
sorry
ahead.
to interrupt.
Will,
Sir,
go ahead.
there was a question in my mind that we
Hmm.
discussed about our dress, like the formal blazers, shoes. Sir, I just wanted to know, like the specs that we wear. Sir, is there any particular kind of that we should wear to give a good impression? Because I don't think our aviator frame will suit for such a interview.
That's what I said.
So,
No, my fashion sense and all that is good for other places, but I will try to remain a little orthodox for the interview because there I should convey to the interviewer that I am more focused on my interview. So I have taken care of everything in detail, meticulously, including the questions that will be asked to them. But when I focus a little more on my fashion sense, it shows that somewhere or the other I'm a little distracted. So that's all, nothing else. ऐसा नहीं है कि थोड़ा सा प्रिंट चेंज हो गया तो इंटरव्यू चेंज हो जाएगा बट नॉर्मली वी अवॉइड
then, sir, the half frames or the one which don't have frames, like sir, the one you are having, that's will be a decent one for the interview.
या yes yes absolutely
Okay.
a single
Thank you, sir.
color or a single pinstripe that will be good okay Chalo guys, so we'll catch you up on the next session and I will answer some 10, 12, 15 questions. Have your own questions. I will answer all those questions after we have discussed. If there are common ones, it's good. If not, you have some specific questions, definitely I'll answer those. I'll answer you HR questions. I'll answer you some of those questions that are related to the current affairs. Okay. And how do you answer? If you know something, how do you answer? If you don't know, how do you answer? If you know something partially, how do you answer? All those things also. Thank you.